freedombookclub.com. And this is our monthly Book of the Month announcement for February 2013. Sorry, it took me a little bit of time to get my stuff together for this broadcast, and it's totally not together yet anyway. So you have my apologies. This month's Book of the Month is The Libertarian Theology of Freedom by Reverend Edmund A. Opitz. I'll just read you the product description from Amazon since I'm not completely together on this. First, I will like it since I'm logged in using my wife's account. So, publication date November 15th, 1999. And Edmund A. Opitz is deceased. So, beginning with the great debate between Reverend Opitz and the Dean of Faculty at Union Theological Seminary, John Bennett, this is a sterling book of powerful arguments. Ed Opitz could never stomach the one-sided political biases of the seminaries and publications of the mainline churches, yet he retained his civility and his gift for reasoning based on evidence. The history of how, quote, the social gospel, end quote, captured the mainline churches is presented in the preface. The Reverend Opitz has long been and remains one of the most articulate and deeply thoughtful defenders of a free society. So there's a lot going on in my house right now. I have an appraiser coming in and out, so just have to deal, I guess. It's maybe one of those things. So let's look at the breakdown of the voting, shall we? Okay, we had Libertarian Theology of Freedom coming in with 41.101 shares, or 37.3% of shares cast, followed by, I don't even know, followed by the Spanish Anarchists by Murray Bookchin coming in at 32.7% of the shares cast, or 36.1 shares. Then after that came the pink one, 1984, with 16.1 shares cast, or 14.6% of the vote. And finally, and next was finalist C, Homebrew Industrial Revolution by Kevin A. Carson. And after that came none of the above, with 5.4% of the shares cast, or 6 shares. All right, so that's that. So why don't we? I guess I read that already. Okay, so one of the things we do with Freedom Book Club, and I don't think I've ever showed you guys what this looks like, is we track the sales rankings using a website called ranktracer.com. So I'm going to show you that now. I just started tracing The Libertarian Theology of Freedom by Edmund A. Opitz. It started, can't even tell me when it started at, but it was in the like 1,127,000 range for overall sales on Amazon.com. But I have sales rankings here for the past selection, New World Rising by Tom DeLorenzo, which started out unranked, then went to 84,489 on the bestseller list, and now it's coming in at around 1,334,000. So we have ways of figuring out how effective we're being in the marketplace. So, you know, going from unranked to 84,000 is pretty good. I wanted to just touch base with you on that. And I know there's a problem with the website right now, which we'll take a look at because I haven't completely updated it yet. I kind of outlined in the chat room that the pictures and the text for our finalists are not correct right now, but I'll fix that right away. So I'm going to go to our super secret database of past winners and future selections. We have Lever Action by L. Neil Smith as finalist A. It's a collection of essays by L. Neil Smith about liberty. This came out back in the day. We can take a look at what Amazon says. All right. Non-government warning. L. Neil Smith's vision of liberty is highly contagious and incurable. Exposure to his ideas will change your life. Renowned science fiction author L. Neil Smith, The Probability Approach, Palace, The Crystal Empire, Henry Martin, Forge of the Evolution Hope, has been inspiring, delighting, and motivating Western libertarian audiences for 25 years with his iconoclastic letters, essays, and downright rants. Now, for the first time, the best of Neil's nonfiction writing on gun rights, libertarian, and Republican politics, the sorry socialist state of modern science fiction, even his legendary essay, Why I Hate Breakfast, are gathered together in a single volume. So that is the product description for Lever Action. Sorry I didn't have that quite finished up on the website, but I'll get that fixed right away. All right. Finalist B is Limits of Liberty, the collected works of James M. Buchanan, Volume 7, which we found here on Amazon.com. And I'm just going to read that one as well because I didn't prepare very well for this. There's a lot going on in my life, so I apologize for not being better prepared. Published originally in 1975, The Limits of Liberty made James Buchanan's name more widely known than ever before among political philosophers and theorists, and established Buchanan, along with John Rawls and Robert Nozick, as one of the three new contractarians standing on the shoulders of Hobbes, Locke, and Kant. While The Limits of Liberty is strongly related to Buchanan's Calculus of Consent, Volume 3 in Liberty Fund's collected works of James M. Buchanan, it is logically prior to the Calculus, according to Hartmut Klein in the foreword, even though it was published later. As Klein states, The Limits of Liberty characterizes the status quo from the point where Paretian politics starts at the same time, and at the same time describes conceivable processes of inter-individual agreement that might lead from a natural equilibrium to a political one. James Buchanan frames the central ideas most cogently in the opening of his preface. Precepts for living together are not going to be handed down from on high. Men must use their own intelligence in imposing order and chaos. Intelligence not in scientific problem solving, but in the more difficult sense of finding and maintaining agreement among themselves. Anarchy is ideal for ideal men. Passionate men must be reasonable. Like so many men have done before me, I examine the basis for a society of men and women who want to be free, but who recognize the inherent limits that social interdependence places on them. So that is the product description for The Limits of Liberty by James M. Buchanan. He just died recently, and he was a Nobel Prize winner. Woo! Like, that means a lot nowadays. I think it was in economics, so which sometimes still has some credibility. Anyway, someone's at the door. Alright, they're going to come in. Cool. Okay, finalist D is What the Anti-Federalists Were For, The Political Thought of the Opponents of the Constitution by Herbert J. Storing. And we're going to go over to the website Amazon.com again to figure out what's going on with that, because I'm ill-prepared and I got a whole bunch of stuff happening at the same time. Alright, so this is what it says about that. The Anti-Federalists, in Herbert J. Storing's view, are somewhat paradoxically entitled to be counted among the Founding Fathers and to share the honor and study devoted to the founding. Quote, if the foundations of the American polity was laid by the Federalists, quote, he writes, end quote, the anti-Federalist reservations echo through American history, and it is in the dialogue, not merely in the Federalist victory, that the country's principles are to be discovered. It was largely through their efforts, he reminds us, that the Constitution was so quickly amended to include a Bill of Rights. The story here offers a brilliant introduction to the thought and principles of the Anti-Federalists as they were understood by themselves and by other men and women of their time. His comprehensive exposition restores to our understanding the Anti-Federalists' share in the founding, its effect on some of the enduring themes and tensions of American political elite. The concern with big government and the infringement of personal liberty one finds in the writings of these neglected founders strikes a remarkably timely note. Alright, so that's finalist C. What the Anti-Federalists were for, the political thought of the opponents of the Constitution. Okay, on to finalist D, which is Silver Circle graphic novel by Stephen Schwartz, Tasha Roberts, Jackie Musto, and Clayton Henry collaborating. So we will go check that out on the thing that makes us the most money, Amazon.com, so we can give it away to children. Okay, Silver Circle graphic novel. We live in a... Oh, let's go to the screenshot. We live in a world of economic confusion. Questions surface every day as to why gas prices are so high, and why it's so hard for some to put food on the table. We seek answers from government, but now we must dig even deeper and take a look inside who controls the money, because they essentially control everything. Silver Circle plans to tell the story of a future much worse than the economic woes we face today, and they plan to do it in style. In the year 2019, the worst economic collapse in history has rocked the United States, and many questions have been left unanswered. So that's finalist D, Silver Circle, a graphic novel. So go to freedombookclub.com, like this. There we are, Freedom Book Club. Then you go down and see our finalists. You click on this link right here, choose which will be our next book of the month, and then you choose which of the books of the month will be selected for our next book of the month. Which of the finalists will be chosen for book of the month? And, well, we got some good news. We reached 2,500 Twitter followers this month. It's a major milestone. Thank you, everybody who participates in the book club through Twitter. It's awesome. I really appreciate you guys. This is a really big, important thing. Tomorrow at 7:20 and 30 seconds, we will be concluding our exit polls for 2012's past elections. So, when you're at the website, on every page of the website, you see this button right here, Past Selections, thanks to ArmorForActivists.com who designed these. You click on that, then you see the various books that we have read over the past year, and you click on this one, for instance, High Desert Barbecue by J.D. Chili of Reason Magazine and Reason.com. And then you can take this quick little survey. Did you finish it? Yes, I did. Was it readable? It was really good. Is it pro freedom? It was the best. You know, so on and so forth. You guys fill it out how you want. Then write a short review that we can use on the website and to promote the book. And then maybe make a suggestion, put in your email if you want it weighted, and then hit done. And that's it. I won't do that because I'm not ready to do that. You have until tomorrow, February 2nd at 7:20 and 30 seconds. Right here. 7:20 and 30 seconds a.m. That's Eastern Daylight Savings Time, so that's going to be a little bit different than normal because we're going off the location of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. because it's Groundhog Day. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to our broadcast. We've surpassed the 15-minute mark, so we will say go to the past selections page, fill out the survey, go to the home page, buy the book on Amazon.com, and we'll say don't forget to buy this album by Tame Impala. It's called Lonerism, and we're using that. Be seeing you.